Alright, in this video I'm going to be scratch building this robot spider out of some skewers, beads, gems, some lids, some other fun stuff. So let's hit that intro. So first thing, mad shout out to @TimberTinkers on Instagram. I saw this little lid bot and knew I had to make one. So here I am ruining my good clippers, tearing a hole in this lid. The back part of the body is a correction tape dispenser. I could tell right away this guy was going to be a little fragile, so he's double glued everywhere I could and seasoned with baking powder to make it as strong as possible. When you're building with lids, they can't help but look like lids, so I'm covering the grippy ridged part with some thin styrene. This also gives a great place for the beginnings of the legs to be anchored to. The beads I sanded and scuffed up as much as I could so they'll stick. I'm using bamboo skewers here for the legs. I like using bamboo. Glue and paint sticks to it nicely, and if you look close, they're kind of textured. So right here I lost the footage, but I basically glued these guys here and here. Now I have him propped up on a lid to get the height I wanted, and I used the washers to hold the bamboo in place and then just glued. I'm using the ends of toothpicks here instead of the ends of skewers. They seem more delicate, and I've always thought spiders look kind of delicate and fragile. Turns out, much like spider robots are delicate and fragile. Here he is, mostly built. The legs look awesome. If you're liking it, please hit that like button. And with that, the build is done. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Primer. Time to paint. First thing to do is set up my wet palette. A couple layers of paper towel, then some parchment paper. Parchment paper likes to curl when you get it wet, so I like to force the issue, get it wet on one side, wait for it to curl, then take it out, flip it over, and smooth it out. This seems to work really well. It's also a good indicator when there's not enough water in the wet palette if the corners start to curl. Starting off with mixing some blue, black, and red to make kind of a reddy brown. Those go right onto the legs. Once my wife saw that red, she thought copper would be a good addition, and I had to agree. Hit the copper on all the beads. That, mixed with other metallic paints that I used, really brought out that robot feel. Carried him in the other room to blow dry this white paint. And that's when disaster struck. Yep, totally dropped him. Broke off a front leg, a back leg. I was pretty bummed and thought I might want to just stick to finger painting. I rallied quickly and pushed on, hitting that metallic red and the metallic blue highlights. I used this same kind of lid when I built these little bots and wanted them to match, so I went with the red for an eye. If you'd like to see more about these bots, they're on my Instagram. Went with a little blue eyeshadow, and the paint job is done. Wasn't too much trouble to fix the legs, and with that, he is done. I'm thrilled with how this guy came out, and I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed the video, if you'd hit the like and subscribe. The next video is going to be more lid bots like I showed earlier, only on an epic scale. The link over there is my last video for a robot monster. A lot of people like that one. Hope you check it out. I appreciate you watching.